Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to another video. Please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and hit that notification bell so you will be updated on all my future content. So this video is going to be a review of multi-digit subtraction that requires regrouping. 75,743 minus 50,955 is my model problem, and I am going to go through step by step how to solve that problem. I'm Mr. Camilleri, and this is the Mr. Camilleri Show YouTube channel. So, with subtraction, we regroup whenever there is a bottom digit that is bigger than the top digit. So I always say before I do any subtraction, I look and see if we need to regroup. For this problem, we have to regroup in the hundreds place because you cannot start out with 7 and take away 9. You can't start out with 4 and take away 5. You can't start out with 3 and take away 5. So we need to regroup in the hundreds place, the tens place, and the ones place. So I'm going to do all my regrouping first, and then I'm going to subtract. So we regroup by adding 10 to the column that needs regrouping, and then taking away 1 from the column to the left. So starting in the hundreds place, we're going to add a 10. That 7 is going to become a 17. And then looking at the column to the left, which would be the thousands place, we're going to take away 1. That 5 is going to become a 4. So that's where we're taking the 10 from. Back in the 90s and early 2000s, we used to call this borrowing, but it is not really borrowing because we do not give it back. So now, in the tens place, I'm going to add a 10. That 4 is going to become a 14. And I take away 1 to the column in the column to the left. So hundreds place, I have to take away 1. That 17 is going to become a 16. Now in the ones place, again, I have to take a 10 from the tens place. So that 3 will become a 13. And now that 14, I take away 1, will also be a 13. So now I'm going to double check, make sure all the top digits are equal to or bigger than the bottom digits. 7 is greater than 5, 4 is greater than 0, 16 is greater than 9, 13 is greater than 5, and 13 again is greater than 5. All right, so we are now ready to subtract. 13 minus 5 equals 8. 13 minus 5, same thing, 8. 16 minus 9 equals 7. 4 minus 0 equals 4. And 7 minus 5 equals 2. And we have our final answer, 75,743 minus 50,955 equals 24,788. All right, I'm going to do at least one more example problem, and then maybe we'll call it a video, or maybe I'll do a third problem. But I got to do at least one more. Don't have to, but I'm going to do at least one more. All right. 82,311 minus 49,593. So this is another problem that requires a lot of regrouping. And again, I'm going to look and I'm going to see where the regrouping is needed, and I'm going to do all the regrouping before I do any subtraction. So here, thousands place, you cannot start out with 2 and take away 9. You can't start out with 3 and take away 5. You cannot start out with 1 and take away 9, or start out with 1 and take away 3. So we need to regroup everywhere. So starting in the thousands place, you can't start out with 2 and take away 9. So we are going to add a 10. That 2 is going to become a 12. And then we have to take away a 1 from the place to the left. So from the 10,000s place, we're taking away 1, minus 1. 8 minus 1 is 7. 2 plus 10 is 12. Now, going to the hundreds place, again, we have to add a 10. So that 3 is going to become a 13. And that 12 in the thousands place is going to become an 11. Because if we're adding 10, we are subtracting 1 to in the column to the left, because that's where we are taking the 10 from. Now in the tens place, that 1's going to become an 11. The 13 in the hundreds place is going to become a 12. Now in the ones place, again, the 1 becomes an 11. But the 11 in the tens place becomes a 10. And now we are ready to subtract. Starting in the ones place, 11 minus 3 equals 8. 10 minus 9 equals 1. 12 minus 5 equals 7. 11 minus 9 equals 2. 7 minus 4 equals 3. And we have our final answer. 82,311 minus 49,593 equals 32,718. All right, I am going to do one final example before we call it a video. Example number 3 is underway. $91,000 minus 49,755. Let me make that 5 a little bit neater now. So again, I do all my regrouping before I do any subtraction. You cannot start out with 1 and take away 9, so we have to take a 10 from the 10,000s place. That 1's going to become an 11. That 9's going to become an 8. Going to the hundreds place now, you can't start out with 0 and take away 7. So the 0, I'm going to make that a 10. Then I have to take away 1 from the column to the left. The 11's going to become a 10 also. The 0 in the tens place becomes a 10. The 10 in the hundreds place becomes a 9. Now the 0 in the ones place becomes a 10, and the 10 in the tens place also becomes a 9. And now we are ready to subtract. 10 minus 5 equals 5. 9 minus 5 equals 4. 9 minus 7 equals 2. 10 minus 9 equals 1. And 8 minus 4 equals 4. And we have our final answer. 91,000 minus 49,755 equals 41,245. All right, that is my video for today. Thank you so much for tuning in. Leave a comment. Let me know what you thought of the video. And if there is an area of math or reading that you're having difficulty with, put that in the comments, and I will do a future video on that skill. Until next time, this is Mr. Camilleri signing off.